It is not the question of how many times we have done it. Quality. We were just reading Gandhiji's words on Ramna. What is the mark of a man who has Rama enshrined in his heart? Such a man will take God's name with every breath. His Rama will be awake even while the body is asleep. Rama will be always with him in whatever he does. The real death for such a devoted man will be the loss of the sacred companionship. A devotee of Rama may be said to be the same as the Sthita Prajna of the Gita. He will live in the consciousness of the soul and look to the care first and last of the indweller. Such a man will take God's name with every breath. So for us it will take centuries. The potency of Ramnam. I have said that to take Ramnam from the heart means deriving help from the incomparable power. The atom bomb is nothing compared with it. This power is capable of removing all pain. There is no doubt whatsoever that Ramnam contains all the power that is attributed to it. No one can, by mere wishing, enshrine Ramnama in the heart. Untiring effort is required, as also patience. What an amount of labor and patience have been lavished by men to acquire non-existent philosophers too. Surely God's name is of infinitely richer value. With my hand on my breast, I can say that not a minute in my life am I forgetful of God. So when we read this, we are not in a position to remember Him, chant with every breath. So what is possible for us now? There, this witness consciousness helps us. Those who can remember Ramnam in every breath, okay, they are passed, 100 marks, stick. But those who are not in a position to do it, so here Papa assures us, when we sit silently, we have to be conscious in the first place that the God we seek is in our own heart, Rama is in our own heart. Then mentally repeat his name. Make the mind repeat the name until all its waves cease and it becomes perfectly still. When we read this, how can it go together? Chanting and stillness. So that is why Papa introduces this mental chanting. So we try now mental chanting. And then he says, if it does not easily become still, we have to continue the repetition of the name mentally with an attitude of self-surrender. And then we try to develop a witness consciousness. That means the Ram is there in the form of witness consciousness. And when we develop that through this, he will ever be with us. Because this witness consciousness is always with us. Only through this mental chanting of Ram Nam and silencing the mind, we become aware of it. But the moment we become aware of it, we realize it is a state of awareness of the immortal radiant truth within us In fact, this awareness itself is the realization. So when Gandhiji says it is very difficult, but at the same time it should be the how to do that. So witness consciousness is not different from Ramnam. Ramnam we are chanting to remember Ram. Witness consciousness enables us to feel his presence. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them. Become the observer of them. What? Huh?
Without any attachment, Swamiji?
Eh?
Without any attachment? Be a witness.
They did not do attachment.
Without any thought.
Be a witness.
Without bringing your thoughts in.
Something which is practically possible, We are not asking philosophy. Be a witness to all moments means what? Living in the moment. Eh? Living in the moment. Eh? Living in the moment. Living in the moment. Little more amplification.
Without analyzing the thought. No thoughts.
சும்மா இருக்கிறது சுவாமிஜி.
No judgment.
No judgment. சும்மா.
Again try. Be a witness to all movements.
Only watch whatever happens.
Now what is happening?
Watch whatever happens.
Now what is happening?
I'm talking, you are talking.
You are talking. You are trying to witness your talking. Why bring all down? Bring big words. Now when we are now talking. We are trying to witness our talking. We are thinking. We are trying to witness our thinking.
Stay, I'm coming.
We are moving. We are trying to witness our movement. We are walking. We are trying to witness our movements. We are digging a pit. We are witnessing our digging a pit. We are writing a letter. We are witnessing that we are writing a letter. Be a witness to all movements. The problem all of us are facing is the moment we hear something, we immediately jump to the higher one. Now and here what we are doing. Then that's why we are not making a beginning. Every time we said, if it is that, this meaning of this is that. No, we are not connecting to now and here. Very important word. Be a witness to all moments. We are trying to think about witness consciousness. So he brings it down to our level. Suddenly, we get a lot of concepts. Simple. Be a witness to all movements. We will complete the para and then we will come back again. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them and become the observer of them. Then you will realize that you are the eternal witness and the body is not yourself. Identification with the body will go and witness consciousness will be attained. Mostly you can practice it when you are in meditation. It is difficult to maintain that consciousness when you are active and moving about. Many rules have to be observed for control of mind. Observance of silence is one of them. Who is observing silence? Let us try to find out. Sit silent, detach yourself from the mind and watch its activities. The watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. Now you go back, be a witness to all movements. The witness is the real you, the self-immortal. How he has become close to us now? By this para, suddenly we realize how immanent he is, how close he is. I am looking. I am witnessing that I am looking.
Swamiji,
Ah,
it is as if each act is broken into smaller and smaller and smaller acts.
ah. That is why they say he is. After that they will not say anything. Only he is. Because when simple word, it's a very simple, uncomplicated word. Easily we can understand it without going deep. Be a witness to all moments. Witness we have understood. We are not affected by that, no? Witness means you are not affected. In the court, witness, cross-examination of the witness. What did you see the other man do? He is not involved in that act. But he has seen, not involved. Similarly, here Papa says, your mind may be thinking, body may be acting, sense organs will be acting in their respective field, but be a witness. So, because Papa knows none of us are full-timers. We are busy with so many activities. Only during some pause moments like this, Satsang period, we apply. Otherwise, we are one with the activities, we are carried away. They are the me and mine and the rest of the world. God does not come into the picture at all. So he now gives us a technique by which we can try to bring him into the picture as many times as possible. A particular act we are able to witness. First, we are happy. Another act, yeah. Another third act, yes. There are some moments in our life where we will be able to witness. Slowly, the technique of witnessing takes place. And then when we read Mahatma's words, it is possible at all times. Anyway, another aspect is we suddenly realize that he is with us, he has been with us. When we say he is with us, he has been with us, previously we were repeating the words of a master. Now we slowly understand, witnessing. Master is not coming there to witness. Only I am witnessing it. Wait, who is witnessing? Like that, we ask ourselves. Who is witnessing, who is thinking? Who is witnessing, who is acting? Who is witnessing, who is talking? Like that we ask these questions. The ultimate gain will be, we become aware of the witness.
Swamiji, this way, witness alone is.
The
witness alone is.
Please think. The watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. That one word. The watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. First tangible, the moment we read, first thing we understand is, God has become closer to us now. We had placed him in deity's form, guru's form. We think about temples, we think about ashrams. then we are back to square one, we as an individual. So even though we may be practicing so many things like Rama chanting, bhajan, swadhyay, everything will be there, but still, God is still a distant reality. It's a concept. So the first and foremost thing Papa is trying is, he wanted us to take to Ramnam constantly, and then that would give us that feeling. Anyway, that has not given us the feeling. Still we try to pray, Papa tried his level best to inform us. What was that word he used? Switch on your wire for all those things he read. We have read it by heart also. Switch on your wire for direct communication. Why do you deny him in your heart? God does not need an intermediary. If you think God can talk through Ramdas, he can talk through you as well. So that you cannot accuse him of partiality. Very important word. That he is accessible to Mahatmas, he is not accessible to a poor man like me. No. You cannot accuse him of partiality. Switch on your wire for direct communication. Why do you deny him in your heart? The switch on your wire for direct communication is what is being achieved. Be a witness to that moment, to all moments. The whole spiritual discipline has been brought out here. So Ramnam chanting is going on. Suddenly we realize the Ramnam chanting is being done. Ramnam is being chanted. Ramnam chanting is being realized. How? Who is witnessing? Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Though you may not be able to explain, we can clearly experience that the chanting is being realized. Passive voice. Chanting is being heard. So there is a witness there. A witness witnessing the chanting. A witness witnessing the hearing. So Ramnam chanting should, what all ways it makes us aware of his presence, This is what he has brought it up. Papa writes because he has gone through this experience, So when he was, we don't know whether he was during the 20 to 22 period or after coming down to the cave after the 7 or 8 months, we don't know. But still, by these words, he has made us aware that he has been with us, he is with us. He is the witness. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them and become the observer of them. Detach yourself from the activities and become the observer of them. Who becomes the observer? Nobody can answer. But you know that somebody is there to observe. Every word, every sentence. Be a witness to all movements, detach yourself from activities and become the observer of them. He did not say stop all activities. I am taking this. Oh, something happened now. The moment I take, there is an activity. Here Papa says, detach from that and observe. Observe your taking. He is there. He is the observer. Gandhiji defines God. Probably we can try to link it together. The newer version of Outlook is required to continue. Outlook will now check the updates. I will read out Gandhiji's words. God is certainly one. He has no second. He is unfathomable, unknowable, unknown to the vast majority of mankind. He is everywhere. No. He sees without eyes. He sees. Please apply your mind, He sees without eyes. He hears without ears. He is formless, indivisible. He is uncreate, has no father, mother, or child. Yet he allows himself to be worshipped as father, mother, wife, and child. He allows himself even to be worshipped as stock and stone. Oh, here you. Although he is none of these, he is the most elusive. He is the nearest to us. Now he says, if we would but know the fact, he is farthest from us when we do not want to realize his omnipresence. He sees without eyes, hears without eyes, because he is behind the seeing, He is behind the hearing. God is not some person outside ourselves or away from the universe. He pervades everything and is omniscient as well as omnipotent. He does not need any praise or petitions. Being immanent in all things, he hears everything and reads our innermost thoughts. He abides in our hearts and is nearer to us than the nails on our fingers. God is then not a person. He is the all-pervading, all-powerful spirit. Anyone who hears him in his heart has accession of a marvelous force or energy, comparable in its result to physical forces like steam or electricity, but much more subtle. Gandhiji also brings us, God close to us. In simple language. Very simple language. Every now and then, because we people are not full-timers. Our mind has been used to think that God is always outside, Guru is outside. However much we hear, we are not convinced. So every time when the mind runs after God, which also is done by him, suppose we read, then the outgoing tendency in search of God will become less and less. So Papa is bringing in the form of a witness consciousness, so that how close or closest he is, Every thought, every word, every deed is being witnessed by him. In being observed by him. Suppose during the fast moments or any time when suppose we try to fill our mind with this, rest of the time the sense of doership will dominate, okay. But somewhere on one fine morning when we find this absorption will take deep root, and that will slowly start growing. As the seed sprouts, this seed of thought, that during the satsang we are trying to understand these, The next moment we are back to square one. But one day, when he facilitates us to go through these things, one day he will see that the seed gets rooted and then it gets sprouted. This is what we have learned from the biographical sketches of masters. Anybody. Even these words of Gandhiji, before that, he was an ordinary person. An average student, he did his Bharat law. He became a successful lawyer. Somebody took him to South Africa. At that time, he was earning 6,000 to 7,000 rupees a month. Just imagine. Successful lawyer in South Africa. He did not bother about any of these things. But God has sent him, for a different purpose. Not to lead a Grihastha life and all the professional life, successful professional life. So he caused the white man to pull him out and to push him out from the train in a place called Pietermaritzburg. And during the night, he spent the whole, he was shivering, nothing was there. So he spent that night in the railway station. That made him to think. That was the instrumental cause. And slowly, from the Bharat law Gandhi, the saint in Gandhi was slowly emerging. Then the entire history everybody knows. What a sudden change happened to him. Papa's case, anybody's case, Mataji's case. Even Shivanji Maharaj, we were reading, Dr. Kukuswamy. After, from Tirunelveli, then after his school studies, he did his medicine. And afterwards he was working. Then he wanted to earn more and help more. He was for helping others. Suddenly there was an opening in Malaya. Everybody objected, but he convinced them. Then he sailed, reached Malaysia in one of the estates. There are a number of rubber estates. In every thousands of acres will be there under one, and they have to appoint a doctor. And he was in the field. So many things. And one fine morning he finds, what am I doing? Left everything. reached Rishikesh, 1924, 1922. When Papa was there, he must have been there also. And then when Swami called him, I told him, so he is treated as his Jnana Guru. And then on the 1st June 1924, he was initiated to the order of sannyas by another Swami called Vishwadevananda. He was a successful doctor. So we all hope that we are also leading an ordinary life. Many of us are grihasthas, many of us are professionals, many of us are working here and there, many of us are retired. Now we should know the appointed time when he is giving us. He is giving us a lot of inputs, and we don't know when he is going to strike the bell. So we are getting ready, That is the job of our gurus. We were busy with our playful things. He is slowly calling us, do Ramnam, do Bhajan, do Sadhyay, do Satsang. I don't have time. Okay, whatever time you have, you do it. And slowly preparing. And one day he will ring the bell. It might be the incidental, or what you call the instrumental cause for us to turn towards him on a full-time basis. That can come when we apply our mind on a particular word, Not that we have to master the whole thing. If we concentrate on the whole month, the vision is over. The purpose of the vision is over. Not that we have to go through the whole thing. The purpose is only to direct our attention towards him who is seated within. Be a witness to all movements, detach yourself from them, become the observer of them. Then you will realize that you are the eternal witness and the body is not yourself. And let us see what Mataji says. While I was in a state of ignorance that I was the body, its identification with the mind and soul was so complete that as a consequence, the effect of diseases was felt both without and within. Whereas, after you removed this ignorance with the knowledge that I am the universal being, having a perishable body to enjoy eternal bliss, both within and without, the effect has been only upon the physical body, the self remaining totally unaffected, even when the disease comes. She was able to detach herself. Oh, Papa, when you blessed me with the vision that I am the entire universe, all diseases are none other than myself. With such an exalted experience so graciously granted by you, I ever remain blissful within, and at once am a witness to myself without. Mind calm, serene, bereft of any untoward thoughts whatsoever. Oh, my beloved Papa, wonderful is the Leela that is enacted by you on this world stage. Verily, O Papa, you are the body, you are the disease, you are the witness there too. You are the enjoyer of bliss, both within and without. You are the bliss itself, you are beyond thought. All is yourself, all is yourself. So another clue is given. All of us are subjected to go through various diseases. And when the disease comes, we come down to the body level and then we can't think beyond the body level. Pain, restlessness, uneasiness, discomfort. Mataji is giving her experience. So during our healthy days, suppose we try to understand this, it might help us when we are unhealthy. So when we are trying to accept that he pervades everywhere, including the disease also. So not that we will not feel we will not be away from the pain, but there will be a cushioning. There will be a different attitude toward the pain. Endurance will definitely develop. Surely it will develop. The capacity to endure pain, it will definitely happen. And another thing is, from the even if the pain is expressed, in the core of the being, it will not be affected much. Now let us see what Puja Swamiji says. When you look at the world, try to bring to your mind that it is the play of the Lord. Behind the apparent happiness and misery, there is the all-pervading truth, unaffected by what happens externally. The so-called misery and joy belong to the surface, but deep within, there is the unaffected witness. Try to bring your mind to accept this truth and train it until it fully accepts and gets used to it. As a wise man has put it, nothing is wrong with the world and nothing needs correction. What we have to do is to only change our attitude towards it. Don't think this statement comes just like that. Puja Swamiji, when he was in military during the Second World War, when he was passing through terrific mental stress, the purpose of this life, it was a question mark for him. And as you know, during the World War, atrocities only will happen everywhere. Mass scale destruction. Even now we are hearing through the paper about what is happening in Gaza and everywhere. So this is the background. At that time, one of his colleagues comes and tells him on an evening when they were alone, they were discussing something, but in between he also said, there is a saint who declared that there is no disorder in the world. Everything is as it should be. Swamiji was sharing this with us. Immediately Swamiji's reaction to that friend was, only two people in the world can say this. One is a madman who cannot see what is happening in and around him. When everything is in topsy-turvy, how can you declare that there is no disorder in the world? But at the same time, Swamiji also knew, or the person must be of a higher realm, who is not viewing as you and I view. So that was the seed of thought. And then it was revealed that who said this, he asked. One saint in South India, Swami Ramdas. Then he left like that. But circumstances so happened that he got connected to Papa, mysteriously. So there is no disorder in the world, everything is as it should be. That's what here says. As a wise man has put it, nothing is wrong with the world and nothing needs correction. What we have to do is only change our attitude towards it. This can be done only when we witness impartially, without getting identified with what is happening. Otherwise, we cannot make that comment. Just like when we are seeing from the aircraft, when it is lowering, everything is beautiful. We are not affected. We have not identified with any of the objects specifically there. So the witness consciousness, how does it help us? Everything, if at all there is anything, it belongs to the surface. But deep within, there is an unaffected witness. If you look at the world with a detached view, you will find that everything has its place in the world, that everything has its place, and the world is exactly as it should be. Tragedies are purely on the surface, as enacted in a drama, and that all the players are only transitory forms of the divine seated in their hearts. The player is he, the witness is also he. The play should be watched as such dispassionately. Every word, every sentence you have to apply your mind. Otherwise, these 15 pages will be of no use. One sentence can definitely take us. We are searching for that one sentence. Which gets aligned within us. That is why we keep on searching. Editor answers, how to feel and experience witness consciousness is the question. Answer, consciousness is our original nature. Are we clear about this particular sentence? Consciousness is our original nature. If we are not conscious, we will not be able to read this. Much less to understand, no? We will not be able to read these words and understand anything or trying to understand something because consciousness is there. It is always with us. But when we are involved in all activities, the presence is not felt because of our identification with the activity. Right from our young age to most of us, the dimension of consciousness has not been made known. Always we have been told, God is outside. Go to the puja room, we go to the temple, we go to the ashram. So never there has been any conscious effort on our part to know that consciousness is God and consciousness is within. The sense of individuality encased in the body, mind, intellect equipment is unaware of the consciousness, which is the base. Due to various ups and downs, when we are prompted to seek answers, we hear about the source and its expressions, such as life force, consciousness, primordial intelligence. As we do not have clarity, all these stay at the conceptual level. Of these three, consciousness is too subtle and intangible, and therefore an altogether different approach is suggested. Life force means we have the heartbeats, the blood circulates, the breathing goes on. Accepting that digestion that takes place, that we don't know now, we cannot show to anybody. These three, at least we have some idea. So tangible, it is something. Then intelligence. Intelligence also is very subtle, but we have seen this has come because of intelligence. Shirt has come because of intelligence. Table has come, chair has come, building has come, laptop has come. That we know. At least because of this, some idea we have. But this consciousness is too subtle. Consciousness is too subtle and intangible, and therefore an altogether different approach is suggested.